So I remember heading toward the water, and I was about 10 feet from the water when I seen the tree come behind me, and I tried to jump out of the way, and that's when I blacked out. Came 2 seconds later, and I was rolling on the ground, and then I knew that there was still destruction happening around me. Well, it was our 6th-year anniversary of duck hunting. We go to the same island every year. It's all our group of high school friends and friends that we've made after school. And every year we go duck hunting in the same spot, same island, same bay. It's like a tradition. And this one year we decided to switch islands. Actually, one guy suggested we try this new island that he found because it was bigger and there was more room for tents and stuff like that. So we decided, yeah, okay, we'll try your new island this year and see how it works out. And then turns out that it was right in the main path of a tornado. It started to get dark about 4 o'clock, and they were calling for rain that night, so we came prepared with tarps and 2x4s and built shelters for our equipment. And it was about 4 o'clock, and the sky started to get dark. We're like, oh, it looks like some rain coming, and then all of a sudden our phone started to go off with the weather alerts, tornado warnings. 5 minutes later, the wind tripled its speed, the torrential downpour, the sky was black. We all ran for 7 of us ran for the shelter we built. One guy ran to his tent that he built, or that he set up. And seconds after that, all the trees started to come crashing down. We could hear it in the bush behind us, so we all started running. The one guy in the tent couldn't hear the trees because the rain falling so hard hitting his tent. So we had to stop and yell at him to get out of the tent because the trees were coming down. So finally he gets out of the tent, runs behind us. We barely make it to the water, and then that's when I got hit by the tree. So I remember heading toward the water, and I was about 10 feet from the water when I seen the tree come behind me, and I tried to jump out of the way, and that's when I blacked out. Came 2 seconds later, and I was rolling on the ground, and then I knew that there was still destruction happening around me, so I tried to get up, and I immediately knew that my left leg was broken. It was mangled, and if I tried to move it, it would just flop around. So I tried to use my right leg to kind of push myself, and as soon as I put weight on my right foot, it was severe pinching pain. So I knew that foot was probably broken. So then I used my hands to push myself as far off of the island as I could to the water, and I got about 3 feet into the water, and then that's when everything started to subside and the sky cleared right up. It was back to a sunny day. The wind died right down. I had 2 surgeries. The first one was for my femur. It was broken completely in 2. And the second one was for my heel. My heel was completely shattered. It was in, like, the heel itself was broken in like 7 or 8 pieces. So they had to put that together with pins and needles. And then my femur, they put a titanium rod in and put it back together like that. So the second surgery was actually 7 days later because of all the power outages. Told I have nerve damage, peripheral nerve damage in the left leg, and it's going to be a long process because I was told nerves, if they rebuild on their own, they only rebuild at the speed of 1 inch per month. Right now I can't feel my foot, I can't move my foot. It's just stiff in the position it came out of the cast. I can't move it. If I try and wiggle my toes, it's a sickening feeling when you're trying to do something you can't. It sucks not being able to do the things I love, like hunting and fishing. All my buddies, like 8 of us, were out there, and they're all still hunting and still fishing, and I'm stuck here. Haven't been able to walk for a month, getting around by wheelchair, stuck in the house all the time. No, it definitely could have been a lot worse. Like, they could have hit me in the top half, they broke my back, it hit me in the head, and likely instantly killed me. So I'm luckily, somehow, the direction I jumped was the right direction, and the limb hit my legs and busted my leg and both feet, instead of hitting my head or some important organ. But yeah, I definitely want to thank all the guys I was there with, because they were so quick to help me, and despite the queasy stomachs of looking at my broken, busted up leg, they all helped me into the boat, got me back to the boat launch. One of them called 911 before we even left the island, so by the time I got to the boat launch, I was only there a few minutes, and the ambulance showed up, and the 2 ambulance workers were great too. They were quick and came. I was in the bottom of a 14-foot boat, and they couldn't get the ambulance down the boat ramp, so they had to park the ambulance at the top of the hill, wheel the cart down the launch ramp, get the cart, the top thing off. Took like 6 guys to get me out of the bottom of the boat onto the stretcher. 2 guys on each end of the stretcher, up the hill into the ambulance, strapped me down, fly to the Ottawa Civic. All the nurses there were great too. I want to thank them. My mom for letting me stay at her house, because I can't stay at my house. I live on the 2nd floor of a duplex. But I can't walk upstairs, so staying in mom's house for a while, I guess. Definitely going deer hunting next week, despite all the challenges that are definitely going to occur. Not being able to walk and having to maneuver the wheelchair around the camp. But we'll make it work. I'm hoping to get on the four-wheeler and then they can get me into the bush, get me sitting down on a stump somewhere, and it's the best I can do. I won't be dogging this year, but at least I can get in the bush.